This video is a follow-up of last year's project where we took a farm out of production and we're rehabbing the soils with diverse cover crops and integrating livestock into those fields. You'll see how much greener the experimental area is and how the deer are really hammering it. It's already getting fed on every night by deer, and it's mid-March, very cold out, and we expect great things from this little field, and we'll continue on with the rehab of the soil this year. So follow along, and I will put a link at the end to last year's video so you can see how we went about it. All right, I'll see you on the other side out in the field. We're going to show the difference between a pasture mix that was planted over here and grazed, and the difference between that and the field that we put a diverse cover crop mix last summer, and it had a lot of legumes in it. So you can see that there's very little deer sign over here. There's a little bit, but the cows have the grass chewed off, and the deer are not feeding here, but they are feeding over here, and you can see how much greener it is. Over in this section, there's deer turds all over it, and the deer are in here every night getting whatever's starting to green up, and you can see the difference between how green it is here and the grassy part. There's too much grass in that mix. This side, it's mowed down like a golf green from the deer being in here every day. Whatever's starting to grow here in the spring and warm weather, they're eating it right off. So if you have an issue with what to grow in your food plot mixes, use diversity and make sure that you get a lot of legumes in your mix. Even if you're planting cereal grains, make sure you have legumes to feed the cereal. This will pop up in probably nice clover, probably ankle deep, and then I think the winter wheat is going to fly out of here. We have rye and winter wheat, right, John?
Yep.
So even though it looks like there's nothing growing here, it's green, it's photosynthesizing, and it's going to take off. As soon as we get the soil temps up to like 60 degrees, it's going to really take off. So, you know, I could see this in July being up to here.
And the only thing we just overseeded it and run it down.
Yeah, we mowed it and then we put the cows on it to get the grass pretty much taken off. In the fall, this was definitely a nice clover patch down here, but the cows, the nutrients were excellent in that clover, and the cows were really chewed on it. And then when the cows were done with it and they got moved off of here, the deer moved in and they started pounding on it. So it's just down, you know, but it's not dead. It's not down and out. The deer are still in here every night. They're just mowing it as it comes up, but it's very, very slow right now because it's only in the 30s today.
Why don't you give them a close-up of what's down there?
This is orchard grass that the cows have chewed off.
There's just tons of clover. It's just...
Yeah, the clover is there, but it's just real tiny. But you'd be shocked to look at the difference between now, it's middle of March now. Give this another month and it'll take off. But this is this is about an acre, not quite an acre, is it?
Oh yeah, it's an acre.
About an acre,
yeah,
of green here out of all this other stuff. It's really just cow food. So deer don't like grass, they like clover.
Yeah.
But they will eat new grass if there's nothing else. But I would venture to guess that a month from now you come out here and every deer that comes comes into this field is going to be in this acre. And
Clove?
it takes at least an acre. You've got to have probably 3 acres just to keep up with the deer that are going to feed them. Now he's doing it. Get out of here. Toro. Where those steers were aggressive, they chased us out of the paddock. I'm over on the next farm where you can see behind me Carl is coming through with his big tractor, and he's running a subsoiler through here to get the compaction broken up. Now that's another series that you should follow because it's going to be really interesting. Guarantee this landowner is going to be shooting within 3 years. He'll be taking Pope and Young bucks off of this place every year. He thinks he can do it next year, but we'll see. He's a pretty good hunter, and I believe him when he tells me he's seen one on this property already. But we're going to keep the deer on this property. We're going to get the soil straightened out and go back. I'm not sure which side it's going to be on, but right about now you should see a link to go back in time to this tract so you can see how we went about planting it. No till, no spray, no equipment of any kind. And we just used a cover crop mix, diverse cover crops, and we incorporated beef on it. So we'll be able to eat those cows this fall, and they did us a lot of good to build up soil. All right, see you on the next one.